Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Do you like chocolate chip cookies? I hope so. Let's talk about it. Today, I'd like to invite you to join me on a special baking adventure. My 3-year-old son Theo and I are going to be baking chocolate chip cookies, mixing the ingredients, putting them in the oven, eating them, dunking them in milk. It will be a long journey. I hope you will enjoy it. But along the way, I'm going to be using a lot of phrasal verbs for daily conversation that we often use for baking, cooking, eating, and drinking. So you can use these phrasal verbs in the kitchen, but also in a lot of other situations. I hope that this natural setting will be a great way for you to remember the phrasal verbs and also be able to use them yourself. So make sure you check out all the phrasal verbs that I put up here on the screen and enjoy this wonderful baking time. All right, we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies. Do you remember the first thing we gotta do?
What?
Gotta suit up. You gotta put your apron on. Can I help you? All right. All right, turn around. I'm gonna tie it on. Here we go. Make sure you don't trip on it. What about me? Should I wear mine too? Okay. All right, the first thing we gotta do is check out our recipe. What kind of things do you think we need on here? Can you tell me what it says? Yeah. We need flour. We need cornstarch. I forgot to get that. I'll have to get it off the shelf. We need baking powder, baking soda, salt, butter, eggs, brown sugar, regular sugar, vanilla, and chocolate chips.
Whoa.
That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? Now, I already got out the butter. We had to soften it up first. And I got out all of the ingredients except I forgot to get the cornstarch. Do you know where it is?
Where?
I'm going to have to take it off the shelf. All right, before we do anything, we gotta look at the first step. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees and line a cookie sheet with parchment paper.
The parchment paper.
Where's the parchment paper?
Down here.
All right, well, why don't you get that out while I heat up the oven?
This one?
Yes, that's right. Can you bring it up to the counter?
Is it this big? This big?
Why don't we try to measure it out? Can you set it up here, please?
There. In there.
That's right. All right, climb on up. Let's measure it out. Is that a good length? All right, I gotta tear it off. Okay.
It's a really good one.
That's good. All right, we're gonna set that aside.
And then we're going to open the thing.
Now we gotta see what the next step is. Sift together the flour, cornstarch, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. All right, so we're gonna put that in here. The first thing is the flour. Oh, that's a nice loud sound, isn't it? It says we need 3 cups. Wow, these are gonna be a lot of cookies. Yep, scoop it up, and you know what we gotta do? Level it off. Okay, dump it in. Good, you wanna pat it a little bit to make sure that you got it all out? Great work. Okay, scoop it out. Remember what the next thing is? Level it off. That's right. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay, make another scoop.
We got to
Oh,
the
make sure it's all full. Otherwise, it's not gonna make good cookies. There you go. Okay, level it off. Whoop. An important part about leveling it off is that you don't want to pat it down. You just want to push it. Whoa, there you go. Otherwise, you might get too much flour. Okay, dump it in. Okay, it says the next thing we need is the cornstarch. How much cornstarch do we need? 2 tablespoons. All right, can you scoop? This one is a very, oh, we got lots of that. Yeah, let's put a little extra bonus flour. All right, this is very important that we don't take too much. So do you remember what to do? Scoop it and then try to level it off in there.
Like the flour?
That's right. Okay, dump it in. That's 1. This is gonna help make them extra fluffy. All right, level it off. There you go.
It leveled off when I scooped it.
That's right. Okay, let's see what the next thing says. Baking powder. We need 1.5 teaspoons. All right, this is 1 teaspoon, and we're gonna do baking powder first. Now, do you know what this one has? It has a little piece of metal here to help you level it off. Why don't you get a good scoop, and I'll show you how it works. Oh, almost. Let's get a bigger scoop so that it's all full. There you go.
I think we almost
You did it.
all of it.
Yeah, you're right. There's not much left. All right, now we need a 1/2 scoop.
Of this?
Yeah, how can we get just a 1/2?
This.
Yep, let's try to dump 1/2 of it back.
This.
That's good. All right, level it off. How is that?
Good.
Okay, now we have baking powder, or baking soda. We're gonna only get 1/2 teaspoon. So can you do a 1/2 of one of those again?
What's this?
Yeah, the small ones. But this time, oh, it doesn't fit in there. You know what we can do? We have another one that's thin. So why don't you stick it in, scoop, and then you can level it off, but we only need 1/2. Oh, that's great. Great. Good work. All right, now we need a little salt.
I'm finding it out with this.
We're gonna do this the scientific way and just do a couple twists. You wanna help me twist it? Squeeze and turn. Really hard. There you go. One more time. There we go. Don't want them to be too salty, huh? All right, now I have an important job for you. I need you to mix it up. Stir it very gently and put your hand here to hold it steady. There you go. Mix, mix, mix.
Are we going to do the chocolate chips? Is that the last thing?
Yep, the chocolate chips are the last thing. All right, I'm gonna clean off some of
Now we
this.
need these.
Bonus. Okay, next we're gonna set this aside.
And then we're going to do this bowl?
Yeah, do you know what goes in this bowl?
What?
The wet ingredients. You know what was in that bowl?
Dry.
That's right, the dry ingredients. So it says in a separate bowl.
We can put the eggs in here.
Yeah, do you wanna help me crack them? All right.
I'm going to get
But
this one.
first, we have to do the butter first. So, can you feel this butter? Does it feel hard?
Mhm.
It's a little hard, so we need to squish it in our hands. You think you can do that? Because it said it needed to soften up a little bit, but I don't think I let it soften up enough. So let's do this. Oh yeah, squeeze it.
To make it melt.
That's right, to make it melt a little bit so that it's not too hard. All right, that's probably good. It's just gonna be really hard to mix it. This is a lot of butter. Good for fattening you up.
Right.
Wow.
Let me take it all out.
All right, you wanna take it out? Can you take off the wrapper? Hold the wrapper and shake it in. Plop it in. There you go.
Next, the eggs.
Next, we have sugar. There's 2 different types of sugar. We have brown sugar, which is just regular sugar with a little bit of molasses in it. Yum. And this sugar. Which one should we do first?
That.
The brown one? Okay, let's see. It says 1/3 cup. Can you give me that big cup over there?
This one?
The big white one.
This one?
No.
This one?
That's right.
Can I
All right, I'm gonna dump it in there, and what I want you to do is to pack it down.
No, you tell them. I'm going to dump it in.
You wanna dump it in while I hold this?
No, I will hold it.
You're gonna hold it? Okay.
And I will dump it in too.
Really? Here, why don't you help me with it? There we go. Whoa. Okay, now what I want you to do is use your fingers and pack it down. That's the thing about brown sugar. When it says 3/4 of a cup, it always means pack down really hard, push it really hard. This is different than the flour. Oh, that's a good amount. All right, let's try to wipe it off your fingers.
Dump it on the butter.
Dump it on the butter, that's right. Hold on tight to this. I'm gonna pour it in. Are you ready? Oh, you got a little bit of stuff on your face. Ready? Ooh. Okay, dump it in.
And then
This one we don't need to pack down. You can just dump it in.
And the sugar.
That's right.
And our sugar.
Yep. I'm gonna put this butter in here. We're not professional chefs. It's okay. I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for a couple seconds and then it'll be nice and soft for us.
We're good chefs.
We're what?
We're good chefs.
We're good chefs? Wow. All right, now our butter is a little bit soft. Maybe a little too soft, so they might not be super fluffy cookies, but it's still gonna be a little bit easier.
Is it gonna be really good still?
It is gonna be really good still. And when you're baking together, sometimes you just have to make concessions. All right, I'm gonna pour this in, and it can be your job to mix them together.
Mhm.
You think you can do it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe we should make banana cookies with in it.
Banana cookies. How do you make banana cookies?
You put bananas in it.
Whoa, well, of course, that makes sense. I'm gonna scrape out the last little bits of butter. And now, can you use that spatula or the fork to mix it up?
I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Wow. Now,
We're gonna still mix that in.
will you mix it with it?
Yeah, you can just, you want me to mix it a little bit?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want to put a hand on mine while I do it?
Mhm.
Okay, we'll do it really fast. How is that?
Good.
Oh, do you know what that is?
Well,
The oven is ready. It's heated up enough, but we have to finish making our cookie batter first. All right, the next thing is we gotta put in our eggs. Crack the eggs. Can you help me with it? Ready? All right, you wanna put your hand on mine? 3, 2, 1, crack. Whoa. That was a pretty big crack, wasn't it?
I'll get the other egg.
Oh, here. All right, thank you. We're gonna do a big crack this time. Whoa, whoa, watch out. I gotta do it first. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, you did it. Wow, that was a kind of good crack. All right.
Now, next.
There's one other thing we have to add, and that's some vanilla. And I never measure out vanilla. I always just eyeball it.
When are we ready?
Well, it's going to be ready in just a moment because remember that other bowl with the dry ingredients? We got to mix them together. So now I'm going to scrape down the sides. Everything looks mixed together really well. Blend until smooth and fluffy. Does it look smooth and fluffy to you?
Mhm.
Good. Okay. The next thing is to add the flour mixture to the butter mixture. You think you can help
Oh,
with that?
dump it right by
Well, let's
myself.
see. It says a little at a time. You think you can dump a little bit at a time? Okay.
No, dump it.
Well, the ingredients or the recipe says a little at a time. That will probably help it to not be too hard. Okay. Let's mix this in and then we'll do it again. Thank you. Okay. You want to do it?
No, you.
You want me to do it? You.
I'm to scrape. My job is to scrape the batter off with the fork.
Okay. You can do it. When I have it on the spatula. All right.
We're good chefs.
We are good chefs. Thank you for scraping that off. Ready, mix.
Really fast.
Well, I want to make sure that the flour is incorporated before I go too fast so it doesn't fly away into the air.
Fly away to North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, we are in North Carolina, but I know what you mean. All right, let's pour in the rest. Do you want to dump the rest in? Good work. You bought 2 different kinds of chocolate chips, so which one do you think we should use?
First, we're going to make 2 of them. We're going to put 2 of the kinds of chocolate chips in.
Oh, okay. 2 different types of chocolate chips in? Oh, that's one way to open it. Let's see how many it says to put in. 2 cups. That's so many. What if we do 1 cup of this kind and 1 cup of that kind? Okay. Can you put them in this cup first so we can measure it?
First, I'm going to scoop it out.
Okay, that's the exciting part. You want to gobble up a couple?
This many.
Whoa, okay. That's going to be your secret stash. Okay.
And I'm gonna eat a little bit of this one too.
Okay.
A little bit each.
You can eat a little bit of each. All right. Let's try to measure out 1 cup of that. I'll eat a couple too. Mmm. Let's pour them in.
A little bit. Those are good better.
Those are better? So which one do you think is best? These ones or those ones?
Those ones.
Those ones?
Then,
They're both chocolate.
now I have to get another one.
Oh, because I took some from your pile. That's fair.
Now I need some water.
I agree. That was really a lot. The recipe says that we can't just mix the chocolate chips in here. We have to fold them in. Do you know what that means?
What?
Is it like folding your clothes?
Mm,
We had to fold this like our clothes?
no.
No, you're right. We're not going to fold it like clothes. But we have to do it gently. That's the idea. We have to mix it gently, kind of like you fold your clothes gently. So I'm going to fold this, scraping the outside, and carefully, tenderly, our precious little chocolate chips. Are you okay in there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they said? They said yes?
Mhm.
Wow, I didn't even know they could talk. What else do chocolate chips say?
Eat the chocolate chips that are right here.
Oh, they're telling us to eat more?
Mm.
Oh my goodness. That's a silly chocolate chip. All right, now that we've added in all the ingredients, next we gotta use our tray. We need to line them up on the tray.
And then what's that?
And what?
What's that?
Oh, they scoop them out with that?
Mhm.
You know what, I was just thinking we could use this
No.
because this will make gigantic cookies
No.
that might not cook very well. They might be kind of raw on the inside. So it's good to use like one little spoon.
No, do this one.
That giant, this one?
No, this one.
That one, okay, that's a great idea. Why don't I put this a little bit closer so you can
Only.
get it over there.
Whoa, look at how big mine
Whoa! Now it says to keep them 2 inches apart because these are gonna kind of fluff up.
I'm gonna make that big one.
That's gonna be yours.
I'm making lots of big ones.
Are you gonna eat that one too?
Mm.
I bet.
Whoa!
Wow, that might be a little big, bud.
No.
Let's tone it down just a bit.
This smash it down with my thing.
Well, I was thinking you could break off a little piece.
No smash.
Just smash it down. Well, let's see what happens. Usually the first batch is kind of an experiment anyway. All right,
I watch.
you wanna watch? All right, it's a good idea to stand back like that because the oven's really hot. Thank you for doing that. All right. Okay, now I gotta turn on the timer.
I need some more wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper. Oh, you mean the parchment paper?
Mm.
Okay, let's do that.
Now I'm gonna make a little fingerprints in there to make fingerprints.
Fingerprint cookies. Wow. All right, I don't want you to smush down all of these because the more you touch it, probably the flatter and the harder and the crispier they're gonna be. And these are supposed to be fluffy and light cookies.
Look at this, I'm poking a hole in
Is
that.
that a volcano cookie?
And this is the volcano one too.
All right, well, something we need to get ready so that when the cookies are done, we can eat. We can drink some milk with the cookies. That's kind of a classic combination, is you get your chocolate chip cookie and you dunk it in the milk. Have you ever done that before?
No. We can put some milk in a bowl.
In a bowl? Oh, not a cup?
Mhm.
Oh, we could do that too. All right. We could put some in a bowl and then we can share it together.
Mhm.
Okay.
We
Usually
can.
you put it in a cup, but I'm up for a bowl. Do you have a bowl on your shelf that we can use? Okay.
There's certainly lots of bowls. Look at those two
There are
bowls.
certainly lots of bowls.
Look, there's 2 bowls.
2 bowls! Certainly lots of bowls. What was I thinking? Oh, you know what that is? Cookies! All right. I gotta clean off the drying rack or the cooling rack. All right, I'm gonna take them out of the oven. You wanna take a look and see if they're ready? All right, Theo, you know what? I think these are not done. They need to be brown and crispy on the edges, so let's put them in for 2 more minutes. All right, I heard the timer go off. Let's check on our cookies.
And put these ones in.
Yeah, you know what? Our cookies are kind of bigger than what they called for, so let's just give it a try. I need you to step back for a second, and can you pick up your book? Because I'm gonna put these cookies on this tray. I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but
mine are really big.
your cookies are ginormous. We're gonna get a bowl of milk. We're gonna give them a try. You're trying them with your fork. Can you go get a bowl from your shelf, please?
I'm gonna use that fork and a spoon.
Wow. Have you ever met a 3-year-old who eats chocolate chip cookies with a fork and a spoon? I guess that's you.
I'm gonna just cut it.
Oh, I got the milk right here.
Why? Did you get it all?
I got it ready. All right. Usually you dunk them in a cup of milk, but you want to use a bowl? That's fine. We can share it together. All right. Can you choose one cookie? Choose which one you want. That one? All right. I'm going to choose this one.
It's really big.
Oh, it is big. Oh, it's melting. Chocolate chips melting on my fingers. All right. I poured in the milk. Now it's time to dunk them.
But we can't eat them here.
They are so fluffy.
Whoa.
Wow. So that's your last cookie? Okay. All right. I'm gonna eat your little mini cookie. Uh-oh. Whoa! It just jumped into the milk.
I can go there.
Wow. How's it taste? I'm gonna dip this little mini cookie in. That is great. Do you want to cheers our cookies? Cheers.
Cookies and milk. That's the best.
Cookies and milk, that's the best? That is right. Thank you so much for joining us on this baking adventure, all of the ups and downs of baking with a toddler. And now I have a question for you. What kind of cookies or desserts do you like? I hope you have a chance to try out baking these cookies sometime soon. It is extremely simple and fun and tasty. Well, thank you so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye.
I'm just touching it with my fork. This is really fun touching it with my fork.
Yeah, does that feel good?
I'm trying to see what the temperature is and see what if it's time.
Oh, what's the temperature?
It's good.
It's good? Okay. The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. You'll learn what you need to do to speak confidently and fluently. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free lessons. Thanks so much. Bye.